Hey, so today we're going to talk about talent terms, terms that you need to know as an actor because you are the talent. So when I first moved to LA, my very first job that I ever got was on General Hospital, which was very exciting for me for two reasons. One is because I used to watch that show when I was sick at home as a little girl, and I would decide if I was going to be sick the next day based on what the next episode was going to be, the recap. And the second is because I got the job by doing a drop-off on the lot with a little post-it on my headshot that said, "Will work." So when I got the call and they invited me on the show to be an extra, I was really excited. So I got to set and I went to wardrobe and I showed her my costume and I got ready and I was ready to go. And then I hear over the loudspeaker, "Talent to the set." So I was like, oh, okay, great. So I walk out to the set and I get on the set and all of a sudden, all these stars are starting to come out, the ones that I've watched, growing up, these soap opera stars, and there's no other extras out there. And I'm looking around and I start to think, I don't think I'm supposed to be out here right now. And a PA comes over to me and says, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I don't know." And they said, "You need to leave." And I said, "Okay." So I went downstairs and I realized that when they called talent to the set, what they were really calling were the actors or the stars of the show. The extra actually meant something different. So even though I was an actor, I was technically an extra for that day, and that wasn't the same thing. So your first term is talent, which means you, the actor, and you will hear talent on set, and that means actor to the set. Your second term is extra or background, and that just means all of the actors that you see milling around in the back, those are the extras. Feature. Feature is like a bump up from an extra. So it could be a reaction shot or a close-up shot. When I was on the soap opera, I actually did get a bump up to a feature because I was in an airport and they had to do a close-up on my face. So all of a sudden I was featured. Stand-in. Stand-in is sort of like a body double in that the stand-in resembles the actor that they're standing in for. So during the blocking rehearsal, when the actors are on set and the camera's figuring out where they're moving and the lights are being put in place, the actors will leave the set to go get into costume and to get their makeup done and fix their hair and get all that stuff done, and their stand-ins will come on and they will stand on the set while the camera and the crew continues to prep. U5 bit player. U5 stands for under 5. U5 is what I would have liked to have got on General Hospital. It is bigger than a feature, it's bigger than an extra. It is 5 lines usually on a show, but specifically a soap opera show. Day player. Day player is a contractual term that just means the actor is on set for the day. Supporting. Supporting is a term that's used for any actor that is helping the lead actors tell the story. So a great example of supporting characters, because there's usually more than one, would be Harry Potter. I'm sure everybody has seen Harry Potter or read Harry Potter, it's the best. And the supporting characters on Harry Potter would be Luna Lovegood, any of the teachers, Professor Snape, Professor Trelawney, any of those people, or even Dumbledore's army, the DA. Principal. The term principal is also heard as lead, and when you see lead, that's usually what's written on a resume, but it means the main people in the film, so what the story is centering around. So a good example of that would again be Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. And the leads of Harry Potter would be Harry Potter, Hermione, Ron, even Malfoy, any of the big people that the story is about. Co-star, guest star. Co-star guest star is a term that you're going to hear a lot. The co-star is like the U5 of the soap opera, only it's used for TV. So the co-star is like a very bit role. It's usually 1 to 3 lines, but sometimes it can be a little bit longer. It kind of depends now, depending on the show. So an example of a co-star would be like on the show Gilmore Girls. If Lorelai goes into a coffee shop and she orders a coffee and the barista says, "Oh, here you go," that would be an example of a co-star. It's a very small role and a few lines on a show. A guest star is the guest of the show. So it's sort of what the show is revolving or who the show is revolving around for that episode, so for that week. A great example of a guest star is watching any show, any of those CSI type of shows, and the show revolves around a murder, and then they'll bring on the mother, or the father, or the brother, whoever it is that they're interrogating. That is the guest star of the show. They're great roles for actors. Co-stars and guest stars, a great way to build your resume. Recurring. Anytime your character shows up again on an episode, you have become a recurring character. So it just means that your character is showing up again. A good example of a recurring character would be on Friends. Gunther was a recurring character. Series regular. Series regular is the lead of any TV show that you see, and usually they're in every single episode. There can be more than one series regular, kind of like Friends, there's 6 lead characters. Contract player. Contract player is the same thing as a series regular, only it's used for soap operas. First team. The first team is the actors that are actually in the scene as opposed to the stand-ins. Stunt casting. Stunt casting I like to call as the star cameo. So basically a lot of TV shows will bring in stars to kind of pump up their ratings, and they'll put stars in big roles. So good examples of shows that do a lot of stunt casting, or where you have seen stunt casting, would be Curb Your Enthusiasm. They've had stars like Shaquille O'Neal and Martin Short and other really fun actors that come on the set and work with them. Another example would be Arrested Development, when they brought Charlize Theron as Michael's girlfriend. So that is your talent terms for the day. We'll see you soon, talent.